I was stealing girls, like actually, like people's girlfriends and things like that, and like and then yeah, I was like that was that year. Honestly, like I was killing it low key, like. I was low key killing it, low key. I ain't gonna lie to you. But then I got kicked out and went to alternative school, and because I was killing it, right? I mean, obviously, if you're killing it like that, they're like out of here. Like we can't be having that example around here. But yeah, and I was doing terrible with my grades and everything. But I went to alternative school. Mr. Moore, shout out Mr. Moore. Shout out fucking Bryce. Fucking Bryce. Fucking fucker, dude. Fucking, bro. Dumb fuck. No, I'm playing. But, and then, other dude that I am no longer buddies with, but Jeffrey. And who else was in there? It was actually just us three, actually, now I think, like, mainly us three. And then one actual, like, R-word retarded kid, like, destroyed the whole classroom one time because he got mad at his artwork or whatever. Or someone took away a teacher took away his paper because he, or whatever for some reason, and he got mad and just destroyed all the computers and all the family photos. That's irrelevant, though. Anyway, I went to alternative school and spent the rest of basically 7th grade there. And then that's when my dad met an old girlfriend of his first girlfriend ever, and they ended up deciding to want to move somewhere. I'm like speeding this up a little bit because there's a lot to really say. But anyway, I ended up living by myself at that house for like almost a month, if not a little over a month, while they were moving into the east side of the town, Indy, and I I didn't want to do that at all. Like I don't know anything but Greenwood. You know what I mean? Like the last I already hated the last major move and change up in my life. Now I'm about to leave in the actual entire area, not just like move to a different part of the area. Now I'm moving to no. I was not going for that. I stayed at the house as long as I could. My sister, my dad, all of them, they was already moved out, already on the east side living over there. I was by myself in Greenwood at a house doing whatever the fuck I wanted. Almost got shot in the face because of there was guns still left over, so I was letting people see the guns. Fucking you know what I mean? And one dude, I was safe with it myself, but my dumbass always allows dumb fucks to like handle my weapons. And they always do some fuck shit, dumb shit, and whatever. The list goes on. So dude puts one in the chamber or whatever, revolver. I don't know, whatever. It was a revolver. I know how to treat a gun, but I'm not like the all knowledgeable there. You know what I mean? You can be good at handling like firearms and like not be like, I'm the smartest about it. You know what I mean? I just know how to be safe with them. Besides, give them the dumb people. That's what I don't do safe is me safe person gives them to dumb people, which makes me dumb. But anyway, he did that. He put a bullet in, spun it, boom. You know what I mean? Like Russian roulette or whatever, and then just shot it. And then, but it was like so close. Like he was like right here, and it was like right here when he shot it. Like, it was like this close, not even kidding, if not closer. I just remember, I was looking the other way though or some shit. I just heard my ears, like, just start ringing. And like, yeah, like just, yeah. Like, it was just like, I didn't know what the fuck just happened. I just know that I do no longer am hearing anymore besides or ringing or whatever the hell. And, I was just doing dumb shit. Just living at the house doing dumb shit. My dad, what he would do is he would bring groceries. Like, he would come and give me, like, the pop. We popped there, things in the refrigerator for me. And then, I think this was during summer, so I didn't have to go to school. But I was just in my room streaming, doing shit, inviting people over, smoking Swisher Sweets, thinking I was the coolest in my room. And just like trying to, kind of, get it through my head or like deal with the fact or like get through or cope with like, oh my gosh, like have to leave this entire area that I've lived my entire life and go somewhere I don't know. To me, the east side or any side of Indy, even 40 minutes away is like nothing. But like at that age in 7th grade, and I was like, that was huge. Like, even though it's actually not that far, like in reality, it's like it was definitely a different area. And big change. So that's what happened. Moved to the east side. And all this entire time, I have even no contact with any of my brothers. None of them. And also remember, keep in mind, this entire time, all of these years, I begged my family all the time. When can I see my brothers? When can I see my brothers? Or, oh, your mom is this, and that. Da 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 da. Well, can I at least see my brothers? Like, why? Like, if my mom's da 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 da, I can at least see my brothers. I was always on that. That's why, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get more into like brotherhood and why like I am the way I am with brotherhood here soon. But yeah, my whole life just brotherhood stuff. Really, honestly, like I miss them the most. I wanted them so hard, and pause. But I wanted them. I wanted them in my life, and you know, even my mom and everyone. But I really wanted them in my life, and it just sucked. Just always was asking, always wanting, and they was always trying to send me to therapy and get me to whatever dumb. But yeah, I moved to the east side, Indy over here. At least, if you guys don't know, it's all mainly black community. A lot. The schools are different schools, bad schools. No work done. You're just fighting. You know, smelling fishy coochie while you walk by the girls' bedroom, seeing 14, 13-year-old girls completely pregnant and full-on pregnant, about to burst pregnant, and just fucking fights, cops, pepper spray, women fighting, like things I've just never seen, like just like, you know, big vibe change. I'm the white boy, but I adapt my surroundings quick. I've like, you know, at least, you know, I do hype myself up a lot for a second because I've been through a lot, but I like to be proud of all the things I went through, like you should be. But I feel like I adapted my surroundings pretty quick. So like at first it was all new to me, but like by the end of my time at Eastside, I was game, boy. I was game, boy. Fucking me, but no, but on some real shit, I was kind of like, when I went to that school, I was wearing like real white boy clothes, like collars and shit still, and then like all nice, and then eventually like I started like not giving a fuck, coming like without uniform, like, hey, you know what I mean? I had some of the girls started fucking with me too. And then I was just in there. I was starting to fighting some of the dudes and shit, and I would lose at first. I would lose in there, fucking getting losing. But then, like, at the end of the school year, I was, like, winning. I was cracking. I'm, like, going 30, you know, slap boxing. You know what I mean? I was in there, and that shit was fun. Like, every day when you went to school, you didn't expect no work. You expected girls fighting and just good time. Just a good time, really. Just a really good time. Around this time, I did... I've always been streaming for a long time on LTG channel. So I was streaming and I found my brothers around this time, around moving into the east side time, is when I found my brother, I think on Xbox. Yeah, I don't think I was on social medias like that yet. No, I definitely wasn't, I don't think. But so it was mainly on Xbox, and we started playing Fortnite together. Basically when Fortnite dropped, around Fortnite area dropping time is when I started talking to my brother David again, the Garden Warrior, and me and him would game, have a good time, and stream together. And we would be on streams, and now we have OG stream memories and like things that is documented. It's like our way, like old people, how they document things. That's like our way of documenting things. So it's like really cool that that's there and documented. You always go back and actually visualize what we were doing during that time and what we're playing, at least video game wise. And I mean, it still kind of shows what we was doing during that time, and it's nostalgic. But we have that, we did that. And I was talking to my brothers again. I mean, actually, let me take it back for like 1 second, back before when I was still in Greenwood area. Let me go back before I moved to East Side, just real quick jump. I had a small brief moment where I see my other brother Flap, Will, Insanity Skills. But like it was like for like a couple times or days, or I can't remember. It definitely wasn't like often. It was like either 1 or 2 times I think I like seen him, and that was huge for me as well. Seeing my brother Flap Will, especially when he was still in high school, but he had a huge beard. So when I seen my brother Flap again, I'm like, damn, that's Will. Like, you don't understand. Like, seeing Will, my brother Flap, was huge Like that day when my sister told me, my older sister, because I was allowed to see her. She was a full on adult, not really in the situation at all, and has an entirely different dad than all of us. And so my dad, allowed her to see us or whatever, or go to her house because she had a full house in Greenwood as well at that time. So started going over there, and I found out one day my brother Flap, which I just knew was Will at the time, was going to be there. And you guys, like, I don't know if you guys, this feeling, I don't know if I've ever felt that feeling ever. I don't, like, it was, or ever after that. It was just, oh my gosh. I mean, even with my brother David later on, and Maja and my mom, this is the exact same feelings, but it was just like the first time in like forever. I'm seeing my brother and get to see him. That entire day, my sister was telling me that. I was my heart, bro. My heart, bro. It was just, that shit was big for me, and I had a great time with him, and that shit was just awesome, bro. Like that shit, like still, I can feel that even right now. Now thinking, I haven't thought about that in a while, but that was really deep for me. Um, but yeah, eventually started talking to David when I moved to the east side. I didn't see or talk to David back then, or like when I seen Flap, but I started talking to him when I moved to the east side. So I was like, that was eighth grade. So I was like, when I was going into eighth grade, I started talking to him again online on the Xbox, and we started playing games, like I said. And then eventually we made a plan to meet up with each other, and I was like, my dad, he had no idea of it. The plan was to sneak over there. My dad was supposed to take me to go see a girlfriend. I was seeing Brooke at the time, and to the trailer park I was talking about earlier, because he's done it before already. He would drop me. I would tell him, hey, drop me off in Greenwood. He would do it. But he would come back the same day, later that day or the night. But I'd be all day just walking around Greenwood, just like no car, no nothing, just walking around just all day. It's like real late night type shit. Or actually no, or I did stay the night one time when I was at a buddy's trailer park. But yeah, I was just doing shit, and just trying to live life and have fun. Just trying to live life as a kid and just do things. That's all. Just do things. And then so I didn't want to tell my dad because it was my brother David, and he already did not like him or my mother because my brother David, he has his own story, and my mom, everyone has their own story. And my dad would just shame things like that my brothers have went through or my mom has went through, and did not want nothing to do with me, especially with me and my brother David, around like that. But anyway, I wasn't going to tell him that. We was going to sneak it. But anyway, that day was supposed to happen, or that weekend that I was looking forward to see my brother. Imagine that. My other brother and my mom. That day, I'm thinking this is the day I see them again. And my dad comes and says, oh, you're not going this weekend. He doesn't know anything about it. He says, you're not going this weekend because I didn't clean my room or something during the week when I was supposed to. And then my sister wasn't there. My sister went to my grandparents, and then my dad's girlfriend at the time, or still at the time now, that he got back with, and that they moved with, her son Ryan, he was with his dad, and I was the only one at the house just with them. And the house was like, there was like two sides of the house type shit. It was weird. And they just lived on one side of the house, and then me and my sister Molly had one side of the house, just me and her, while they lived all over here in like, a separate side of the house, whole different living room, whole different bathroom, bedrooms, everything. And that, even the walls were different in their side. Like, come on now, everything was different. It was just me and my sister. We had like an entire house space to ourselves, and they had, like, what is this separation going on here for? Everything, my whole life's been separation and evil, and like evil implants that it's just crazy stuff. And yeah, that's, the east side was basically, that day. But anyway, my brother David, he said he was going to come pick me up or whatever that day at the trailer park. I said, now you got to come get me. I told him, I lied to him and said, yeah, my dad said it's cool. When I actually got in the car with my brother, then I laid it on him. Like, yeah, I kind of just snuck away. He don't know. And my brother, like, he didn't give no fucking shit at all, really. You know what I mean? I know that he was happy to see me as well. I mean, I mean, you just can't. If you're a human, and of course you're gonna be happy to see someone that's in your family that you haven't seen forever. So we was all happy to see each other. It was a great day, a memorable day, still to this day for all of us, no matter what we go through. Um, it was just, I mean, at least for me, I feel like, I mean, even for everyone else, I mean, even if everyone had issues during that time. We all have issues, but that just day, if we just forget all the issues that we had as a human, that day was pretty good. Um, so I got to, I'm in the car with my brother all of a sudden after years, like almost a whole decade, almost like 8, 9 years. I'm not, it's a whole decade. And I'm just in shock. I'm just there. I'm just there. I'm just happy. I feel alive. I'm loving life. I can't really explain to you these feelings. It was just like I can kind of like I slowly start to feel it in my chest whenever I start to talk about it, but like and really like put myself back in that situation because I haven't really thought deep about it like that in a while. But that feeling like it was just bro. It that was just I just the best ever. Like it was I can't even every time I can't even put it in the words. And then seeing my mom and then seeing my brother flap again and like all of that, like it was just like such a great day. And but after that day I lost everything. I've been streaming, doing this channel for a very long time, and I've had a passion for music and this and streaming. And since my dad eventually found out I snuck out the house and that day, and then just started with cops, started threats and X, Y, and Z. And I didn't even go home that night because I was like, no, fuck it. Like, I'm pretty sure, I think my brother even offered, like, man, if you want to go, we could take you. And I'm like, no, bro. Like, it's already over for me, bro. Like, I mean, I wasn't talking, that mature, like, back then. But I was basically saying to him, my brother, like, bro, it's already over. X, Y, and Z is already happening, going down. I might as well just stay, like, and enjoy it and soak it up as best I can. And he's like, okay, I'll take you in the morning. Boom, that's what happened, And I also got to see my brother's son. Got to see, so many things. It's like all of a sudden, my brother has a son. All of a sudden, they all look different. I see my mom again. Everything's just like I'm like, yeah, that day was just, man. I can't even put it into words. I'm gonna keep on going with the story. I just can't even put it into words. But, yeah, I get back home that day, that morning, and my entire life's changed. My entire room is stripped. Everything, my desk, monitors, all my streaming stuff, everything I paid my real money for. Even my dirt bike locked away in the shed. Everything. And then they even tried to send me to like psycho places, and they didn't accept me in because I'm not psycho, and they could tell. But they tried to send me places, and I was scared to death even then, because now I'm like, these people are making me pack my bag, trying to send me. It's like late night, and they're like, you're coming here, and all of a sudden I'm just in the back of this car, like they're trying to send me somewhere like for psychos, and I'm like, and just this feeling right here, even though I've never really been there, but I've been like threatened, like, just not being free, that feeling, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. If I actually went into that place, I don't even know. Oh my gosh. And they tried to send me to a therapist place later on too, and try to get them to take me. And when I figured out what was going on, I tried to leave the therapist place. And then the people in the building followed me out the building, trying to get me. I knew what was up immediately. And then they called the cops. And now I'm running from the cops and doing all this shit. And then the cop eventually corners me by these stores. And I'm running from him. He's in the car. I'm running, whatever, because I was sick and tired of all of this pain, like therapy, no family, always trying to be forced to talk, all of it. And I started bawling my eyes out when the cop got to me, and I was forced to go back. And then luckily the doctor was not in that day. It had to been God. The doctor, the official doctor that like decides that they will take you and keep you and get you a room and keep you there, was not for some reason there, or on call, whatever, to make that decision or some shit. And then they couldn't do it, so I got to go home. But there was nothing at home for me for years. For 4 years, all it was school. During that time, like, long story short, I would sneak phones and kind of text my brother about it, but they got a restraining order on him. Boom, didn't see them for a while. And basically, the rest of the story of LTG, kind of long story short, and not make it too long, because I could go on, like, I could go into the details about, like, what I was doing in the meantime ish. Wasn't really doing nothing, just locked away in my room. I didn't even actually locked away. I didn't have no door either. Took away my door. I had zero privacy at all. Had nothing in my room. Nothing. I just wrote, drew. I just did what I did best. I've been that where I know how to what to do. Wrote music. Wrote about family some more and some more and some more. And then just, you know, doing nothing in darkness. Like, actually just nothing. Go to school, come home, nothing. Just nothing. Absolutely nothing. In my kid head, I had everything, and then all of a sudden, nothing. But besides family, I didn't have family. I didn't have that. But, like, you know, computers, this and that, friends, girls, whatever, so whatever. I had everything. Gone. And also family once again. And it's like, and then also all the fights I had to deal with, and all the yelling, all the threats, all the things I had to go through in between. You know, me and my brother, you know, we did things on the side, like would talk. You know, he would, I'm actually not going to say it because I don't know. I don't know if I should, but nothing bad at all. Don't worry. Just like, you know, just for like situation and like, don't want, if like, for example, my dad or somebody knowing, you know what I mean? Some stupid shit like that. But yeah, and then eventually they moved after the East Side, dealt with the East Side. Then I moved to, and dealing with that culture. I only had fun at school, really, and didn't come home, do nothing. Then I moved to another part, a better part, I guess you could say, of Indy, Brownsburg / Pittsburgh, more country area, bigger house. I'm in a big house again. 2 stories, big backyard. I'm in 11th grade now because 10th grade was COVID year. Just did it online while I had nothing really. Well, eventually, about maybe 3, like around the ending days, like the last year of being with my dad and all thatness and like that area and with them before I get more into the story, I did eventually was able to play on the Xbox and like Call of Duty and shit like that. But like with hella controls and shit like that. But I would sneak some shit, you know what I mean? Because I'm smart. But yeah, I mean, but most of that time, like at least 3 years was nothing. And just pain and fights and just miserableness, really. And shame on my sister, honestly. My sister was affected a lot with that too, and affected by my dad and them. And that's why me and my sister got really close during these times. I mean, me and my sister became best friends, like I said earlier. Me and my sister been through a lot of things. We worked through a lot of things. We actually talked about a lot of things we went through, and me and her were changing. Like, me and her both were changing, you know, becoming more conscious of right and wrong, X, Y, and Z. We became close. And started became best friends and, you know, things like that, and just kind of, you know, hung out with each other, and, you know, we all we had was each other, you know what I mean? Like, everyone else was locked on the side of the house. So, you know, just me and her would just be vibing, you know what I mean? TV, fucking, even started reading Harry Potter. She was reading Harry Potter, you know, just vibing, doing things, playing games like Uno, fucking, there's a couple others, can't remember their names, but just games, stuff like that, etc. You know, things, going outside, doing stuff in the backyard, fucking playing with the dogs. Just, you know what I mean? Like, little thing, any little thing we were allowed to do, because she was affected because of me too, because I couldn't do nothing. She couldn't have electronics because then they're gonna think I'm gonna take it from her. The list goes on, or whatever. But moved past all that. I moved 11th grade Brownsburg. You know, just did all my sneaking stuff. Eventually, I get kicked out of my dad's house, Becky's house. The best thing that ever happened to me. The reason that happened is because they found something that was written, whatever it was written. I don't really even know. But something that they found something that was written that explains something. See, I really want to, you know, let y'all know exactly the story, but like I said, it isn't all my story. But it said something about the past and these demons. One of this demon, is one big demon, but there's so many different stories of that demon, but it's all the same demon and one big demon. They read it, and immediately just didn't want me in the house and wanted me. At first my dad just kicked me out in the cold. They didn't want nothing to do with me. They wanted to freaking, like I said, like they did earlier before when I wanted to see my family. They wanted to lock me up. They wanted to get me out of here. They just wanted to anything to hurt me, anything like whatever. They detectives, etc. Whatever. And when they kicked me out in the cold, I didn't even get to get everything I want or that was mine. My dad wanted to run me over with the car. They always never liked me. I already know. And I actually found out that my grandparents, that, my dad's girlfriend, before we moved in the east side, didn't want me to move in with them, even back then. And even told my grandma, asked my grandma if she would take me and raise me for the rest of my years or whatever until I'm an adult. And she couldn't do it. So I was forced to go to the east side with them or whatever. But no, they never wanted me. But yeah, I was kicked out. And then that gave me the opportunity to go live with my mom and my brothers. And they have their story because they was around each other more, and I wasn't around during we were like almost a decade, like I said. But I went there, see my mom again, big house that they still have to this day, the best unique house I've ever seen. And I got to see my big brothers again all the time, and life was just really good. I was 17. Actually, I was 16. I was actually. Yeah, I was 16 when I moved. Yeah, I was 16 when I actually got kicked out, I think, but I was like close 17. Yeah, it was like 16. I don't know. Yeah, I was 16, but I was close 17. But yeah, and everything was just went good. Now here I am, basically. Like, long story short, here I am now. I've lived with them. I guess what I can say here is, since me and my family, my brothers, they have their life that they went through. I have my life I went through. My job, my mom, everyone has their life they went through. So it's still, we bumped heads a lot. Like, we never grew up with each other like we should have. And we all went through shit that we shouldn't have, all of us. And we all, have things we do. We just bumped. I feel like it was just hard. We had really good moments. Don't get me wrong. It was actually really great. Most of the memories I have is honestly great. But there was also, bad ones, not get along, fights, because there was like a honeymoon period, and then, fights and things. And we had to learn, because my brother has his own story, things he was dealing with. I guess, he actually did say this on his video, so I think it's okay if I say it. I wasn't going to say anything about him that he didn't want anything out there. I respect, like, especially what he was saying, like, certain people's stories, but he did say this in the video, so I think it's okay if I say it. On and off drugs, a lot. And that wasn't necessarily what was happening then he wasn't doing it then when I was there, when I moved in with him for the first time again. That's not what was going on. But things that he did back when he was doing those things still affected him presently. And it, and he wasn't all, it's just, there was a lot of things, like, long story short, there was a lot of conflict or whatever. And we were all growing still, and we're all still growing, and still, all of us are still trying to find ourselves, etc. We're all still young. Even when we're in our 30s, we're still, like, pretty young-ish. And we're not old. Definitely not old. And everyone's story is different. Like, if we were all the same, life would be different. And then we would just fight a lot, because our differences and, like, not understanding each other fully, etc. But yeah, it's just, to my brother David, Garden Warrior, we have our differences. There's a lot of, like I said, like he even said in his videos, everyone has differences and things they go through. So I'm not going to get into these differences me and him have personally gone through, or me and my mom, or anything. What I will say, though, is me and him have both. I'm not going to say who started whatever. Everyone can have however they feel about it. I might add a little bit of, like, what I think, maybe just slightly, but not on some diss and shit. But yeah, freaking me and David, we, gone through things, said some things to each other. I mean, he's, when he wasn't all happy in life, going through things, or some things that he's done and said to me. And, in my defense, I'm trying to say that I also was, because I'm not trying to be like, oh, David is like, oh, my brother, like, oh, he was perfect, because I'm not. I'm very far from perfect. But I guess for this in particular situation, I guess I'm going to claim I'm cool, or like I wasn't, the issue. I've always, like I said this whole video, I've always wanted my brothers, my family, but mainly my brothers. And I've never had anything but great intentions with my brothers. Even before, when I would text them and David and be like, yo, we're going to do this, this, and that. We're going to do this. We're going to have a good time. We're going to take over. We're That's all. And they know for a fact that's the shit I was on. They know, David, everyone knows I was on no bullshit. Really, not like true bullshit. I was just like I said, like I told David, and I've told him many times, like, wow, great life. I won the lottery. Like how I was born, like what I witnessed when I was born. Like I said earlier in the video, like, oh, I was born in this house. Now all of a sudden I'm in this house again. And I'm like, oh, now we're just older, and it's like it's back again. So, but David had things he went through, and it kind of it's affect our relationship. Like he even said, there's a lot of things with David though. I'm not in every category, but just a certain category that I'm passionate about is brotherhood. We have our differences on that, I guess, a little bit on what that means and how we should act as brothers. And because we never really had this relationship before. To me, that doesn't matter though. To him, he is like, well, it's really hard because if you guys know, like how the Tate brothers or whatever, call it cringe. Do not give no fuck. Anyone watching that's cringe, do not give no fuck, because that's real shit. And it's not just them. It's like, it's honestly normal shit that we should know. It's like, brothers should be real close and like, locked in, and like, it's just, the list goes on. Long story short, since we didn't grow up together and things like that, I guess he says it's hard, or we can't be like this, like real united, close. Like, if you like looked at brothers and be like, oh yeah, they're brothers, they're locked in, they're close. Like those brothers are close. That's all I've ever always wanted this my entire life. And he's kind of been, in my head, fighting me on that. In my head, in my perspective, is he's been fighting me on that. Not that he doesn't want to be my brother, but like the way I want it to be. And things like that, because it doesn't matter if I was with you or not, or went through the pain you went through, or you went through the pain that I went through. I don't care. You're my brother, and I love you, and I've always wanted to have this relationship with my brothers, both brothers. And but mainly this topic mainly goes out to that my one brother, the Garden Warrior, which he's a good dude. Everything, everyone's not perfect. I'm not perfect. You know what I mean? Like I can't sit here and judge about everything at all. You know what I mean? Because I'm not perfect at all. But just, he's a good dude, but just in a certain category we've been having a difference on recently, and I just thought I would throw that out there because that's very relevant to my story, because like I said this whole video, brotherhood is super what I've loved and wanted my entire life, really, like always. I've loved my brothers, love my family, my Maja, everyone. And me personally, I feel like I've been attacked by some of them, or not attacked, but like, not accepted by all of them, and they've like, are kind of, or what I mean, or maybe more affected. We're all affected by a situation that happened, but maybe they're affected differently. And I don't know. It's just it's a big thing. I don't know. I just know that I love my brothers, always will. They've said shit to me. David, Garden Warrior, my mom, everyone said things to me that is really messed up. Really, really messed up. If you're watching this, Garden Warrior, David, and there's anything I've ever said, or which I won't say here, but you know what I'm talking about, that really made you upset, for a fact that, number one, I didn't want to argue like that. I never want to argue like that. especially with my brothers. I hate that shit. And I wasn't actually trying to really talk shit. Like in my head, in my perspective, truly, I was just, that's how I feel. And I was kind of just saying facts, and facts in my head. I feel like our facts are our facts. And I just felt like you were focused on all these reasons on why you can't be like such and such locked in as a brother, and you was talking a lot about the past and how I wasn't there and how hard X, Y, and Z. I know, like I know I'm not, I know if you felt like I'm belittling that, I'm not. It's just whenever we start arguing like that and I feel a certain way or feel like I'm not respected, like you say I'm not respected, I'm 19, etc., then it's like really hard for me to hold back and be like, oh well, all this that you claim hard life, etc., etc. But I don't want to say that shit because I know that you overcame some shit. But shit just happens, bro. You said shit to me that you shouldn't have said. I said some things to you that, right or wrong, I shouldn't have said it. I can say that right here. I just want you to know, if you are watching this, that, you know, I hate this shit. And I really hope when you keep saying like, oh, it's later in life or whatever, like I hate that. I've been waiting my whole life, bro, for like everyone, my whole family. And this waiting shit, I'm done with this waiting shit, bro, with like brotherhood and locked in and etc. Or like when we're older, even more older, like come on now. Like, and you know for a fact, and I'm not trying to diss, I'm gonna take that back saying come on now, because that kind of sounds like, a belittling thing. I'm really trying, bro. I've always been wanting to work with you and figure out how we fucking become tight. That's all I've ever wanted, was to figure that out. How do we get there? That's why I sent you voice messages like, bro, this is how I feel about the way you talk to me, so please stop. And you weren't respecting that, so it makes me feel some type of way. And then now I'm just like, and then we just bump heads, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I've always been there for you in a way. I mean, at least like with your dreams, hyping you up. You know what I mean? Like, I've always rooted for you. You know what I mean? But I just feel like you attack me, or you would attack me too much. And obviously, like I said, everyone who's watching this, he's a good guy. It's just like he was truly going through something in life with his son. Law, yeah, law. He did say that in his video, and things going on. So he wasn't happy. So some of these things is the reason of that, and like why he would act a certain way, or whatever. But just I'm just tired of the wait, and I really love you guys, and I really hope that we can really get there, because like that's all I've ever wanted. And I hope I got everything for LTG down. That's kind of, I try to. It's really late right now. It's 2:39 a.m. I got work tomorrow, and I haven't drinking recently. I took a shot before I did this, and just to wake me up. And I haven't smoked this yet, but it's just been here. But I hope I explained everything pretty cool. Just wanted to put that out here, put this video out there, and kind of a raw video about LTG, a little bit, know him a little bit more, like his life and like how like his different chapters and what they kind of look like. But yeah, I never wanted any of this to happen either. We're all in the same boat here with me and my brothers. It's just we kind of went through two different things, two different kind of lifestyles in a way, but equally everyone has issues and things they went through. And I know for a fact that everything will work out in the end, and I really hope that everyone can be forgiving and mature and figure out how to truly get through things and work through things, because I'm always here for it. And I love everyone. I love Flap, Garden Warrior, Mom, everyone. I love everyone. So hope you guys enjoyed. I guess that's really all I can say, and it's getting late. Hope I made this a decent video where you guys kind of know if you guys did stick around or am that interested. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and see you in the streams, videos, everything. LTG, here I am. I told you best I can, everything that there is to know, things the best I can say them, what I am allowed to say, and there it is. Here I am.